Okay, so we're looking at a range of questions that would be typical for parts of the test that's coming up for Year 10. And the topics we're going to cover are probability, polygons, quadrilaterals, congruent triangles, and similar triangles. It doesn't give you everything, but it gives you a taste. And if you could probably do this, you're looking at least 70 or 80% of the test. Okay. So as always, pause the tape and then come back when you're ready, or just watch the tape live. So we're going to start with probability. So there's the first set of questions, and then pause, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, so hopefully you're back. Okay, there's 52 cards, so all the fractions could be out of 52. But looking at this one, there's a black card, so the chance of getting a black card is just a half. If you had 26 over 52, don't forget you have to cancel down to a half. Okay, what's the chance of getting a yellow card? There are no yellow cards, so it's 0. An ace, there's 13 cards and one of them is an ace, so it's 1 over 13. Or you could have started with 4 over 52, but you've got to cancel down. A black 3, well, there are 2 black 3s out of 52 cards. There were 4 3s and 2 of them are black, and then you've got to cancel down to 1 over 26. Okay, now this word not is important. So what we do is we just get the 3 and the ace answer if you like. Okay, so a 3 or an ace, there are 2 chances out of 13 of being an ace or a 3. So that means that there are 11 chances that it's not. Okay, so that idea not is the complement, which is the opposite answer. So a 3 or an ace is 2 cards, so there's 11. Okay, coming across. Okay, so we're looking at independent events, the first one. So a family has 5 children, all of whom are girls. What's the chance of the next child being a girl? And then the next question, a 6-sided die is thrown 3 times. How many possible outcomes are there? Okay, so pause, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, having children are independent against. So it doesn't matter how many people, how many girls there are. There could be 20 girls, but the chance of the next child being a girl is an independent event, so it still remains a half. Okay, so when you're throwing dice, okay, when you throw the dice the first time, there are 6 outcomes. And when you throw the dice the second time, there's another 6 outcomes. So we've got multiplying because they're independent events. And then when we throw it the third time, there's another 6. So the answer is 216. Okay. So when you throw a dice the first time, there's 6. When you throw it another time, we've got 36. So we're up to 36 outcomes. And when you throw it, now it didn't say add the numbers up. If you add the numbers up, the outcomes are, the lowest numbers are 1s. So the outcomes are between 3 and 18. That was not what the question was asking. The question says how many outcomes are there. Okay. Okay, so now we're at the tree diagrams. Have a read of the question. It's a normal question. We're going to take 2 balls and we're not going to replace the balls, and then do your tree diagram, and then the last part of the question is what's the chance of getting the same colour? So when you're ready, come back. Okay, so the first ball is red, or it's a blue, and that's the first choice. And then you can choose on the second one a red or a blue, or a red or a blue. So that's your second choice. So this is the same as that in terms of it's coming off a different outcome. So the outcomes are red, 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 blue, blue, red, and blue, blue. But there are not equally likely events. Like even though there's 4 things, these are not a quarter each, because now you have to look at the fractions. Okay, so a chance of being a red is 5 out of 9, but when you're without replacement, the next one will be 4 out of 8, which is 20 over 72. I won't cancel down at this stage. A red is 5 over 9, but the blue, there's still 4 blues left. Okay, but there's only 8 balls left, so that's 20 out of 72. Okay, now we're into the blues, so there's 4 blues to start with, 4 over 9, and this red, we haven't chosen any red, so there's still 5 reds, so that's another 20 over 72. And the last one, we start with a blue, and then we've taken a blue, so there's only 3 left, so that's 12. And when you add up those numbers, they add up to 1, because that's all the things that can happen. Okay, so what's the chance of getting the same colour? That's that answer and that answer, so we add them together. So we've got 32 over 72, and then that cancels down. Divide by 4. No, divide by 8. So those, just using a calculator. So the answer is 4/9. Okay. Okay, so now we're looking at Venn diagrams. So we've done these before. Okay, this is about food. It could have been about anything. And then use the Venn diagram to answer the questions underneath. Okay, when you're ready, come back. All right, we're looking at the universe. So the universe, put a little E in the corner. Okay, make your circles nice and big with overlap, and chicken and beef. And the first thing you do is you put the numbers of who didn't like anything. So 7 people are outside the circles. Okay, now there were 26 people surveyed, so 26 minus 7 equals 19. So 19 people have to be inside the circles. Okay, there's not 26 because we've taken 7 out. Okay, so now we look at how many kids we have to stick inside the circles. So we've got 15 plus 8. So it looks like we've got 23 people have to be inside the circles, but there's only 19 people actually. So that means that there are 4 people who have been, the difference between those numbers is 4. So that means that 4 people have been double counted. And now we just go back and finish it off. So 15 people like chicken, so that means I need another 11 people there. 8 people like beef, so I need another 4 people there. So there's my 8 people, there's my 15 people, and I've got 26 people altogether. So there's my Venn diagram, and then answer the questions. What's the probability the person liked both? Okay, so that's 4 over 26, which is 2/13. And only beef, oh, same again. So that's 4 over 26, which is 2 over 13 by coincidence. Okay, coming across. Okay, so now we're looking at polygons, so we'll get through this quickly as we can. So you should have this in your cheat notes, what nonagons and etc. are. Okay, so have a go. Right, so we're back again. So nonagons equals 9, and so 9 sides equals 7 triangles. We subtract 2, and then 7 times 180. Now we've got my calculator. 7 zeros, I haven't got my calculator. 7 8s are 56, carry 5, 7 1, so it's 1260 degrees. Okay, if I made a mistake, it's because I didn't have a calculator with me. Okay, now find the internal angle of a regular nonagon. Now what I'm going to do is, there's 2 ways of doing it. So we've got 1260 from our answer from there, and there's 9 sides, so we can do it that way. So 9 to 12 goes once, 9 is a 36 goes 4. So that's one way of doing it. But there's another way of doing it, in that the external angle equals 360 divided by 9, okay, which is 40 degrees. And therefore, once we've got the external angle is 40, the internal must be 140 because they add up to a straight line. So there's 2 ways of doing it, and you can just choose whatever you like. So the external angle is really neat. The angles always add to 360 divided by the sides, which gives you the external, and then from the external you can find the internal, but you can do it the first way as well. Okay, so let's have a look. If the external angle of a polygon was 15, how many sides did it have? Well, pause when you're ready, come back. So the number of sides is 360 divided by the external angle. And again, I haven't got my calculator with me, so 15 into 30 goes twice, 6 left over, 24, so it's got 24 sides. Okay, so you should have one of those in your cheat sheet. They're pretty straightforward. Okay, next one, find the value of x, diagram not drawn on a scale. Okay, so we've just check how many sides it's got. Have a go. When you're ready, come back. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 5 sides, which equals 3 triangles. 3 times 180 equals 540. So I've got 110, 145, and I've got 90. So I've got 200, I've got 345 degrees so far. So the difference, so 540 minus 345. Again, I haven't got my calculator. I think that's 195. Okay, so now that number plus that number equals 195, the missing angle. So x plus 40 plus x plus 10 10 equals 195. X and X is 2X. 40 plus 10 is 50 equals 195. So 2X equals 145. Subtract 50 from both sides and then just divide through. So it's 72.5 degrees. Okay. Come across. Okay, so just a little bit of geometry again. This is going to help you with your, perhaps help you with your congruency things. Okay, just parallel lines, have a go when you're ready. Okay, so a number of ways. So we can bring it in. 72 is there, vertically opposite, and then that equals 72 because it's corresponding. Okay. So vertically opposite, and then corresponding. B, okay, straight away equals 68. They're called alternate angles. And the last one, that angle and that angle add to 180, so that equals 108. That's called co-interior. Okay, that's it. Okay, name two properties of a square. What are the difference between a parallel and so again, this is on. You should just have this on your cheat sheets. Okay, when you're ready, come back live. Okay, name two properties of a square. Oh, got heaps. All sides are equal. Angles are all 90. Diagonals are equal. Diagonals bisect each other. There's heaps. Diagonals are perpendicular. Okay. Next one. What are the differences between a parallelogram and a rectangle? Okay. The differences, not the same. So, parallelogram do not have right angles. And diagonals are not equal. That'll be enough for that one. That's about it, because the other ones, all the other things are similar. Okay, next one. We're up to 5 slides to go. Okay, so we're now up to the hard stuff, the congruency and the similarity. Okay, so is there enough information to do a similar test or congruence? Okay, when you're ready, and then you got to say what the test is and what it would be. Okay, we're back again. Okay, so this angle equals this angle, got vertically opposite. Okay, so we've got A, we've got A, and a side. The side is equal and it's opposite, so it's corresponding. So it's an AS test, and it would be a test for congruency. Okay, we've got equal sides. We don't have a ratio. We don't have an enlargement factor. We've got equal sides, and it's an AAS test. Okay. Now it didn't say to do the proof. It just said what test you would do and what it would be a test of. Okay, coming across, and we'll do some proper proofs. Well, no, not quite yet. So which triangles are similar and why? Okay. So they're told they're similar. We don't have any links. Okay, so we've got missing angles. So just have a go. Okay, so 50 plus 60 is 110, so that equals 70. 70 plus 50 is 120, so that angles 60. 60 plus 80 is 140, so that angles 40. Okay, so 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70. So these two are similar on the AAA test. This is not, because the angles aren't the same. Okay, so if there's an angle missing, just chuck it in and work it out. Okay, so now we're to proofs. Okay, these are the harder ones. Okay, prove triangles are similar and then find X and Y. Okay, again, especially in my classes, I've told you redraw the triangles and then that might help you. Okay, these ones will take a little bit of time. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to redraw the triangles. So I've got B, C, D, and I've got A, E, C, and I'm just going to put my parallels in. Okay, so we have to prove similarity. So this one is going to be a AAA test. Okay, so this angle is the same as this angle, And then because we've got parallels, we're going to have that angle is the same as that because they're corresponding. So we'll go through the proofs. So first one for triangles BDC and triangle ACE. That's the first one, introduce. Angle C is common. Next one, angle at D equals the angle at E corresponding angles. That's coming from the parallel lines. Okay, and then the fourth one is the angle, the other angle, angle at A must equal the angle at B. It's also corresponding, but third angle must be, don't know why I put a bracket there. Third angle must be equal. If two others are equal. But the other reason is they are corresponding as well. Okay, so therefore triangles. Okay, so we'll do it properly. So we've got A, so triangle ACE is similar to triangle BCD, and the reason is triple A. Okay, so that's your proof. So it's a 5-line proof. Introduce, and then your next 3 reasons are your AAA or whatever, and then you finish with the conclusion and you finish with the test. So please write down a proper proof in your cheat notes. Okay, so now we have to find X and Y. So let's go back and just put the numbers in. So BC, so we've got 7, 4 and X, and then AD is 12, Y plus 7 and 6 plus X. Okay, so we've put them in. So we have to work out the scale factor. Okay, so the only sides that are finished are that side, and we are multiplying by 3. So 3 is the scale factor. Okay. Alright, so the scale factor is 3, so we're going to multiply down. So can I just bring that up? So we're going multiplying from down. So 7 times 3 equals Y plus 7. So 21 equals Y plus 7. And then 7 comes back, so Y equals 14. So that's your first answer. Okay, so just remember, we're matching that with that, and it's multiplying. And we're going to match that with that, and we're multiplying. So X times 3 equals 6 plus X. So 3X equals 6 plus X. The X goes back by subtracting, and then just divide. Rightio. So there's your answers. So please have a proof in your notes. Next slide. Okay, second last page. Okay, so we have to prove that triangles are congruent. That's the symbol for congruence, 3 equal signs. Okay, so when you're ready, have a go. Okay, you might be back, who knows. Okay, so we've got this angle equals this angle, and so we're going to have, the test we're going to use is SAS, because we've got sides, heaps of sides. So first, okay, now, they've named, in the question, they've named the sides in that order, so that's going to be what we're going to start with. So for triangle ABC and triangle EDC, first line is introduce them. Okay, so angle ACB equals angle DCE. So we've got ACE equals DCE, so it's these angles, and the reason is vertically opposite angles are equal. So we've got the A done. Side, okay, we've got AC. So AC is a 1 stroke equals EC, and why are they equal? They gave it to you, so it's given. Next one, double stroke equals double stroke, so BC equals DC, and the reason is given. Okay, and last step is finish it off. Now, in the question they gave you the order, so that's the order. So therefore, triangles A, B, C is congruent to triangle E, D, C, and the reason was S, A, S. Okay. Please put a proper proof in your notes. Introduce the triangles. Then the next 3 lines are your reasons, and then you conclude and you have the reason. Okay. Okay, last slide. It's been a long video, so we'll keep going, pushing on. Prove that they're congruent and then find X and Y. Okay, so again, in my classes I've particularly been saying redraw the triangles if it helps you. Okay, so when you're ready, come back. Okay, so I'm going to redraw the triangles. So I've got A, D, B, and I've got triangles D, B, C, and I'm putting a dot in each corner, and I'm putting a stroke on the side. So that's the information that you're given from the diagram. Okay, so let's have a look, see what test you're going to use. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going to do... Okay, I've just come back. I just had a pause because I think there's not enough information. We can prove that they're similar. Okay, we've got a common side there, but we don't have SAS because the angle's not in the right spot. So I've just left out some information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say that that angle equals that angle. So sorry about that if you got stuck. So that angle equals that angle. Okay. So let's have a proof now on congruency. Okay, so we've got 4 triangles A, B, C, and triangle C, B, D. Introduce them. Okay, first one is angle at C equals the angle at A, given. Next one, angle A, D, B equals angle C, D, B, given. Next reason, we've got plenty of reasons. We've got BC equals AB, which was given, or we could have had DB, so I don't want to put a bracket there, DB was common. Okay, and then we can just finish off with the proof. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CBD, and in the end I've gone for AAS. Okay, so I've got AAS, or I've got AAS, it doesn't matter, I've got 2 AAS's, and so X is there, and that's 5, so 5 and X are corresponding, so X is 5 because it's an identical triangle, and then this angle Y, okay, that angle there is the same as that angle there, so 2Y equals 180, so Y equals 90. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's our last slide. Yep, so that's our last slide. So I hope it's a long video and it'll take you a couple of days to get through it, but that's it. Thanks, bye.